Doctors often don't tell their patients over 60 which 4 cheeses are good for them and which 4 they should absolutely avoid. And most people don't know this. Eating certain cheeses can make you 40% more likely to get heart disease. This is from a new study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. The same study says the saturated fat in cheeses like cheddar, brie, and Gouda can slowly clog your arteries. This can cause high blood pressure and even mini strokes. Mini strokes are also called TIAs. One of the biggest problems is how tricky the ads are for these cheeses. They're often sold as fancy snacks or even health foods, which can be really confusing for shoppers. For example, take Taleggio or Gorgonzola, those Italian cheeses with a strong flavor that people enjoy all over the world. They're tasty for sure, but eating too much can be bad for your health. And the bad effects, unfortunately, aren't just limited to heart problems like some people might think. Some cheeses can make it harder to think clearly, like forgetting where you put your keys or the name of an old friend. They can also mess with your blood sugar, almost like you ate too much candy, and cause swelling throughout your body, kind of like a slow, simmering fire inside you. Even something as simple as a grilled cheese sandwich, which seems harmless, or cheese and crackers, can actually be a serious health risk, especially for people over 60. Their bodies aren't as good at processing fats and salt. Think about how some foods might upset our grandparents' stomachs, but not ours. Get ready to find out which cheese is the most dangerous. It's a real health risk, a ticking time bomb. It's way worse for you than you think, even worse than eating too much candy at Christmas. And you've probably eaten tons of it your whole life like it was peanut butter and jelly. Or maybe a better example is like having a big plate of spaghetti at grandma's house. Keep watching to find out which cheese experts are calling a stroke on a plate and really bad for you. Don't worry, not all cheeses are bad for you. Some are actually really good for you. Picking the right cheese, like an expert choosing Parmigiano Reggiano, can be good for your stomach, your brain, and your bones. Let us know in the comments where you're watching from, whether it's Italy or somewhere else. Tell us your favorite cheese too, like Pecorino Romano, Gorgonzola, or something else. Before you go, subscribe to the channel and click like so you don't miss our next videos. Turn on notifications so you know when we upload. In 4th place we have mozzarella. More specifically, mozzarella di bufala campana DOP, a perfect example of real cheesemaking or fresh mozzarella. It's a true Italian treasure. It's simple, but it has a rich history and an unforgettable taste. It's a delicious experience that makes you think of green fields and skilled cheesemakers. So, what do you think? Do you like this choice? Let me know what you think. I'm really curious. If you're still watching, tell me if you're enjoying this video. Type 1 in the comments if you are, or 0 if you're not so sure. Join the conversation. Your feedback is important, like a good glass of fine wine. Forget everything you thought you knew about mozzarella. Get ready to learn a lot of new things, like discovering a well-kept family secret. Fresh mozzarella, minimally processed, is one of the best cheeses to eat regularly after 60. It's really healthy, a superfood for staying healthy as you get older. Real mozzarella, especially mozzarella di bufala campana DOP, is made with just water, buffalo milk, salt, rennet, and live cultures. Unlike the processed kind you find in supermarkets wrapped in plastic, which is often rubbery and overprocessed. Think of pizza mozzarella with that, let's just say chewy, gummy texture. This pureness makes it packed with good proteins, low in sodium, and relatively low in saturated fat. A real boost for your health, perfect for staying fit. And guess what? A 2022 study in the well-known European Journal of Nutrition showed that eating fresh, low-sodium cheeses like mozzarella can improve blood vessel flexibility and help with joint pain in older folks, helping them enjoy life to the fullest as they age. This is probably because it has a good balance of calcium and not too much sodium. It naturally helps reduce swelling. Another great thing about fresh mozzarella, especially for older adults, is how good it is for you. It has less lactose than other cheeses. It's lighter and easier to digest, which makes it great for those with a sensitive stomach like lactose intolerance. Think about enjoying a nice plate of pasta with mozzarella without any worries. Plus, it gives you important minerals like calcium, which is super important for strong bones and preventing osteoporosis, a common problem as we get older. This helps you stay active and full of energy. And don't forget phosphorus, important for energy, so you feel active and lively, and selenium, a powerful antioxidant that protects your body from harmful things, helping you stay healthy. Buffalo milk is full of vitamin A and zinc. These are powerful antioxidants that are especially good for older folks, helping them stay healthy and see well. Buffalo mozzarella, a real gem of Italian cheesemaking, is also packed with bioactive peptides. These natural helpers, formed while the cheese is being made, help lower blood pressure, which is super important for a healthy heart. Mozzarella is full of something called conjugated linoleic acid, or CLA. CLA is a healthy fat that's good for you. CLA helps reduce swelling in your body. This is important for dealing with long-term problems like arthritis and joint pain, which are more common as we age. Besides being healthy, mozzarella is also super easy to cook with. Just like Parmesan cheese, you can use it in lots of different dishes. You can get creative and become a great cook. For example, you can throw it fresh into a salad, maybe with some cherry tomatoes and olives. It's really yummy. Or, if you want something light and tasty, try melting it on grilled veggies. It adds a really nice flavor, just like a professional chef would make. And don't forget the classic caprese salad. It's a famous Italian dish, slices of mozzarella with ripe, juicy tomatoes, fresh basil, and a little olive oil. It's perfect for a light summer lunch. It's a celebration of Mediterranean food, like they say, good food keeps you young. It's satisfying without making you feel too full. It's a great choice for those who want a cheese that's good for their immune system, bones, and heart, without making you feel stuffed or raising your blood pressure. In third place, we have feta. You might think feta cheese isn't very healthy because it's strong and salty. It seems a little strange, like putting balsamic vinegar on strawberries, right? But feta is actually one of the healthiest cheeses for older adults. We'll find out why soon. Usually made with sheep's milk or a mix of sheep and goat milk, feta is easier on older stomachs because of how its protein is made. If eaten in moderation, it's easier to digest, and it has less lactose than cheeses from cow's milk. This makes it easier for your body to take in. What makes feta special is its nutrition. Compared to creamier cheeses like gorgonzola or mascarpone, it has less fat, but it's still a good source of calcium, protein, and vitamin B12. These are important for healthy nerves and strong bones. They also help you keep your muscles strong, which is really important as you grow older. One of the best things about feta is that it has probiotics. These are tiny living things that are really good for our stomachs. They're like little helpers for our digestion. Foods with probiotics like feta can help you digest food better and feel less bloated. Bloated means that uncomfortable, full feeling you sometimes get after eating a big meal, like after a holiday dinner. Probiotics also help make your immune system stronger, so you don't get sick as easily. It's like a shield for your body. Older adults often have problems with their digestion. They often have fewer good bacteria in their stomachs, often because of medicines and getting older. Feta has a strong and tasty flavor, so a small amount is enough. You can enjoy it without eating too many calories or too much salt, just like a little bit of aged Parmesan cheese. It's easy to measure feta because it crumbles. Even a sprinkle on roasted vegetables or a mixed salad with cherry tomatoes and Tagliasca olives can make your meal much tastier and healthier. If you're watching your salt intake, rinsing feta cheese under the faucet before you eat it can reduce the sodium by as much as 30%. This makes it a much healthier option. Swiss cheese is known for its holes and its mild, nutty flavor. It's officially called Emmentaler, but most people just call it Swiss. It's really good for you, especially if you're older. One of the best things about Swiss cheese is that it's low in sodium, only 54 milligrams per ounce. That's a lot less, about 75% less, than most aged cheeses, like Parmesan or Romano. This makes Swiss cheese a good choice for seniors who want a tasty cheese that's good for their hearts, especially those watching their blood pressure. A real treat that's good for you. Swiss cheese is known for being low in lactose, which makes it gentle on our stomachs. As it ages, the lactose practically vanishes. This makes it a great option for people who find lactose bothers them more as they get older. It's kind of like coffee. We drink it with no problem when we're young, but it can be tougher on our bodies later on. Studies show that the bacteria used to make Swiss cheese create helpful things during fermentation. These helpful things can strengthen the immune systems of older adults. It's a real plus, like giving our body's defenses a helpful boost. Scene 19. Vitamin K2 and bone health. The way Swiss cheese is made, through fermentation, creates vitamin K2. This vitamin is important because it helps keep calcium from building up in our arteries and helps send it to our bones where we need it. Think of vitamin K2 as a traffic officer for calcium, making sure it goes to our bones to make them strong instead of causing problems in our arteries. Swiss cheese has about 220 milligrams of calcium per ounce, which is a good amount of what older adults need. As we get older, our bones can become less dense. It's like the foundation of a house that needs strengthening over time, so we need more calcium. This helps prevent problems like osteoporosis, keeping our bones strong and healthy. The same process that makes this yummy cheese also makes vitamin K2. This vitamin is important because it stops calcium from building up in our arteries. As we get older, this becomes a bigger problem. Vitamin K2 makes sure calcium goes to our bones where it's needed, not our arteries. With about 220 milligrams of calcium per 100 grams, almost as much as a glass of milk, Swiss cheese is a great source of this important mineral. That's like getting a boost of energy from a cup of coffee in the morning. Swiss cheese is packed with calcium, which is important as we grow older. It's like when you become a grandparent and need a strong back to play with your grandkids. It helps keep our bones strong and healthy, like an athlete's. Well, maybe not an Olympian, but strong enough for a walk or a game of bocce ball with friends. Swiss cheese is a great source of protein. 1 ounce has almost 8 grams of protein. It gives you important amino acids that help fight sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is when you lose muscle as you get older, which is common after 60. Swiss cheese also has a lot of vitamin B12. Just 1 ounce gives you almost 16% of the vitamin B12 you need each day. That's really good for your brain. As you grow older, your body doesn't absorb vitamin B12 as well. This can make it harder to think and remember things. Swiss cheese can help with that. New studies show that mountain cheeses, like Swiss cheese, have special fats that can help reduce swelling in older adults. Those cool holes in Swiss cheese aren't just for looks. Tiny helpers called bacteria make air bubbles as the cheese gets older. These bacteria help break down the cheese, making it easier on our stomachs. It's kind of like how sourdough bread rises, making it easier to digest, just like our Swiss cheese. Think of how light and fluffy focaccia bread is. And now, let's talk about the real star of healthy cheeses for people over 60, goat cheese. Once you're over 60, it's a good idea to eat goat cheese often. Besides being yummy, goat cheese is full of good stuff. It helps your body fight off getting sick and is easy on your stomach. It's really good for you, almost like a secret ingredient for a long and healthy life. Goat milk fats are special. They're mostly made of short and medium-chain fatty acids. What does that mean? Let me explain it simply, like I would to a friend over a cup of coffee. These fats are easier for your liver to use so they don't turn into body fat. This is great, especially because, let's be honest, as we get older, our bodies don't work as quickly as a young athlete climbing a huge mountain. And here's the best part. Goat cheese usually has less lactose and casein, the main protein in cow's milk, than other cheeses. This makes it easier on the stomach for those with digestive issues like intolerances or sensitivities. It's good for your digestion, and you're less likely to feel bloated or uncomfortable, like a nice walk after dinner. Goat cheese is packed with probiotics. These are good bacteria that are really important for a healthy immune system. They're like tiny superheroes in your tummy. They help you digest food and keep you feeling great. As we grow older, the good bacteria in our gut can decrease. This can make our immune system weaker and make us more likely to get sick. It can also lead to more inflammation in our bodies. Goat cheese helps bring this balance back naturally. It's also packed with selenium, a mineral that's important for your thyroid to work properly and to protect your body from damage. It also has zinc, which helps your body repair itself and boost your immune system. But how it helps your brain is probably the least understood. Goat cheese is packed with omega-3 fatty acids. It's also got a special kind of vitamin A that's super good for your memory and thinking, almost as good as the olive oil everyone loves in the Mediterranean diet. Scientists are looking at healthy cheeses like goat cheese to see if they can help stop brain diseases like Alzheimer's and maybe even slow down memory problems as you get older, so you can stay active and happy, like enjoying a stroll through a beautiful Italian town. Goat cheese is known for its simple ingredients. Just a few things, nothing added, and nothing artificial. It's a real, authentic food, just like the ones we've enjoyed for generations. Unlike processed cheeses, goat cheese adds great flavor and a real, genuine taste to any meal. Whether you crumble it on a salad, spread it on whole grain toast, or toss it into a veggie omelet, there are tons of ways to enjoy it. It's just like Italian cooking. Think of an asparagus and goat cheese omelet, a real classic. Okay, so we've talked about the 4 healthiest cheeses. Now let's talk about the ones that aren't so good for you, especially after you turn 60. You know what they say, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Being healthy is really important. Some cheeses can be bad for your health if you eat too much. It's kind of like having too much of even a good thing, right? Everything in moderation. At the bottom of the list is American cheese. This is one you should avoid. It's just not the same as other more delicious and diverse cheeses. Remember those yummy grilled cheese sandwiches we loved as kids? Now that we're grown up, we need to think about what's actually in them. You know, what we call American cheese here in the US isn't really cheese. It's more like a cheese product, or maybe even a cheese-like product. It's similar to the mozzarella you find on frozen pizzas. Think about how different that is from real mozzarella, like the fresh kind you buy at the store. This heavily processed product is made by mixing cheese, often leftover bits from cheese making, with emulsifiers, a whole lot of salt, artificial colors, and preservatives. It's a mix of many things and not very healthy. Kind of like eating too many snacks at a party. The amount of salt alone should make us think twice. Just one slice has about 15% of the salt we should have in an entire day. That's like eating a huge bag of chips. And we all know, especially as we get older, we need to be careful with how much salt we eat, just like we're careful with spices when cooking at home. All that salt can really mess with your blood pressure, especially for older folks who might already have heart problems or high blood pressure. Think about how many seniors are taking blood pressure medication. As we get older, a healthy gut is super important. It's like making a dish. You need the right balance of ingredients. Our gut health affects our immune system and how much inflammation we have. Emulsifiers, which make the cheese smooth, have been linked to gut problems. It's like using way too much sourdough starter when you're making pizza or bread. It just won't turn out right. Processed cheese often has added phosphates, and these phosphates can make it harder for your body to absorb calcium. This can be a real problem for older adults because they're already losing bone density as they get older. Studies on older adults show a concerning connection between eating these phosphate additives and faster hardening of the arteries. Hardening of the arteries happens naturally as we age, but it can be made worse by the foods we eat. Processed cheese might be convenient, but it's not worth the health risks, especially when there are so many other tastier cheeses available. Consider a delicious Parmigiano Reggiano, an aged Pecorino Toscano, or a real buffalo mozzarella. These cheeses have amazing flavor and will satisfy your cheese cravings without the unhealthy additives. Make a healthy choice and savor the true taste of our Italian products. Number 3 on our list is a cheese with a lot of different flavors. Foodies love it because it has a strong and unique taste, but it can be risky for older people to eat. Blue cheese. Even though gorgonzola often seems fancy, like something you'd eat at a special Sunday dinner grandma made, it can be tricky, especially for older folks. Those blue streaks aren't just about the taste. They're a type of mold called penicillium, a fungus that makes things called biogenic compounds like tyramine and histamine as it grows. Young, healthy bodies break these down easily, like enjoying a morning coffee, but as we get older, our bodies, kind of like an old car struggling up a hill, don't work as well, and these compounds can build up and cause some real health problems. A 2023 study published in the well-known journal Food Chemistry shows that eating too much tyramine can cause some unpleasant problems for older adults. We're talking nasty headaches, big jumps in blood pressure, and even dangerous heart rhythm problems. These problems often start with dizziness and vertigo. And sometimes they can even lead to a trip to the emergency room. Also, because blue cheese has a lot of mold, it can increase the risk of getting sick from Listeria monocytogenes. This is especially true if the cheese is soft and unpasteurized or if it's not stored correctly. This infection can be very dangerous, even deadly for people with weak immune systems. The most alarming thing is how sneaky it is. Slight heart flutters, a bothersome throbbing headache, or a hot face could be the first warning signs, like the first rumbles of a summer thunderstorm. After these, you might experience chest tightness, ringing in the ears, or tinnitus, and a feeling of intense pressure, often mistaken for just getting older or everyday stress, almost a feeling of dread. What's really happening is your blood vessels are becoming unstable because of too many toxins, kind of like the Arno River overflowing and threatening Florence. It's also important to remember that eating blue cheese, no matter how tasty, is a bad idea for people with kidney problems or high blood pressure. For them, it would be like adding fuel to the fire. With more than 400 milligrams of sodium per ounce, this cheese is one of the saltiest cheeses you can find. Some types have even double that amount. A fresh cheese like ricotta has way less sodium. Also, some kinds of blue cheese, like dolce, have lots of fat, which makes things even worse. This mix of salt and fat can be bad for you. It can clog your arteries and raise your blood pressure, kind of like a traffic jam on a busy highway at rush hour. Lots of people don't realize their favorite blue cheese is giving them headaches, or tummy aches. But it's often blue cheese, hiding in plain sight, that's causing these mysterious long-term problems. Next up for seniors, we have the much-loved cream cheese, a food that seems harmless, A morning routine almost as important as coffee and a pastry at the cafe. At first glance, cream cheese seems perfectly fine. It's smooth and creamy, delicious on a bagel, just like toast and jam, a breakfast that reminds us of Sundays at Grandma's. Who wouldn't love that? But that smooth creaminess can hide a lot of fat, which can be especially tricky for people over 60. Cream cheese has very little protein compared to a large amount of saturated fat. Think of the fat in a slice of bologna, or a piece of cheddar cheese. It doesn't really give you much nutrition, even though it adds extra calories your body doesn't need. It's like only eating fruitcake at Christmas dinner and skipping everything else, hopefully not something many Americans do. Instead, it can make you gain fat, especially around your belly, kind of like how much fat is in a slice of bacon, a popular American food. Managing your weight after 60 can feel really hard, like climbing a mountain. This is especially true when you eat foods with lots of calories but not many nutrients like cream cheese. Cream cheese slows down a metabolism that's already slow because of age and losing muscle. Think about how hard it is to burn off a big plate of fettuccine alfredo. Yummy but tough. But there's another hidden danger, like something bad happening in a card game, bacterial contamination of fresh cheese. A really bad surprise. Because it's soft, cream cheese is a perfect place, a real breeding ground, for Listeria. This is a dangerous bacteria that's like a constant threat to the health of older adults. It's a real problem for their immune systems. It's not just a simple stomachache. Listeria can cause meningitis or blood poisoning in older adults with weaker immune systems. The risk goes up when cream cheese is left out of the fridge, even for a little while, like at a potluck at work or a breakfast get-together similar to those you see in movies. And here's something else to think about. Flavored cream cheese like strawberry, honey walnut, or mixed berry. These often have lots of added sugar, sometimes hidden, which makes things even worse. Too much sugar raises your insulin levels, making your body store more fat and causing inflammation, like a pressure cooker about to burst. So this food has fat, sugar, and a possible risk of bacteria, a triple threat, all rolled into what some people think is a harmless, even healthy, breakfast. For people over 60, eating these cheeses regularly can be a real problem, like forgetting to change the oil in your car. Eventually, there will be trouble. Unfortunately, people often overlook this. They underestimate it like the danger of a sunny day at the beach without sunscreen. At the very top of our list of foods to avoid are processed cheese spreads. You see these everywhere in the supermarket. They come in tubs, jars, and even those little triangle packages. They're practically everywhere, kind of like a silent invasion. Unfortunately, these cheese spreads can be really bad for you. They're like a sneak attack on your body. Think of it like some of those pre-made meals packed with preservatives, like a frozen carbonara dinner. They can be loaded with calories. It might seem harmless, maybe because of the ads that show it as a perfect snack for kids, or because it's so convenient. But don't be fooled. This cheese is a real danger to your health, especially for older folks. This cheese is packed with stuff that's not good for you. It's got a ton of chemicals, lots of saturated fat, and way too much sodium. The reason cheese spreads are so bad for you is how they're made. It's not simply cheese made spreadable, let me tell you. These spreads go through complicated chemical processes like emulsification and stabilization that change them completely. You start with real cheese and you end up with this artificial gooey paste. Think about it, like turning a nice block of Parmesan cheese into unrecognizable goo. Plus they use artificial additives like sodium phosphate, a preservative that's been linked to kidney problems. Not exactly ideal for something you find in every grocery store, right? It's like hiding a worm in an apple, a harmful substance in something that looks good. Kidney damage. Exactly. Phosphate additives can make existing kidney problems a lot worse, something that's becoming more and more common, especially in older folks. It's like adding fuel to the fire. Over time, these additives put a strain on your kidneys, making you more likely to get kidney disease, and even kidney failure. It's like a car wearing out too soon because it wasn't taken care of. Think, for example, of an old beat-up car that starts having problems. And this isn't just a guess. Lots of scientific studies, including ones from important medical research groups, show a clear link between eating too many phosphates in processed foods and having worse kidney health. But that's not all. Some cheese spreads have a lot of trans fats, also known as partially hydrogenated oils. These are not allowed in many countries, but you can still find them in some cheaper cheese products. Trans fats increase your risk of heart attacks and strokes. They raise your bad cholesterol, LDL, and lower your good cholesterol, HDL. It's a bit of a bad situation. That smooth and creamy texture can be deceiving. It makes these spreads seem lighter than a block of aged cheese, but they're worse for you because the artificial ingredients can cause problems in the brain. They're a hidden health danger. For people over 60, this can mean their brains might not work as well as quickly. We really recommend throwing these kinds of cheese away. They're not good for you, and they can cause health problems. And there's even more to consider. Some cheese spreads have lots of trans fats or partially hydrogenated oils. These are banned in many countries, but you might still find them in some cheaper cheese products. Trans fats make you much more likely to have a heart attack or stroke. They increase your bad cholesterol and lower your good cholesterol. It's not a good combination. That smooth and creamy texture can trick you. It makes these spreads seem lighter than a block of aged cheese. But they're actually worse for you because the artificial ingredients can cause brain inflammation. They're a hidden danger. For people over 60, this can make their brains age faster. We really suggest getting rid of these types of cheese. They're not just unhealthy, they're a real risk to your health. Simply put, cheese isn't bad for you. After you turn 60, it can be one of the tastiest and healthiest foods you can eat. It can really make you feel good, as long as you choose it carefully, like picking out a special bottle of wine. The important thing is knowing which cheeses might not be the best for you as you get older, and which ones can actually be good for you, almost like a magic potion for a long life. We'd love to hear what you think. Tell us what you think. Which of these cheeses do you usually buy? What are your favorites, the ones you absolutely love? The ones that make your mouth water just thinking about them? Have you ever thought about swapping some of the less healthy cheeses for healthier, more natural ones like the kinds you'd find at a farm in the mountains? Maybe some from places known for their delicious cheese. Let us know your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. We're excited to read them and talk about them with you. Thanks for